Florida looking for their first win of conference play. 0-2 so far in the Panhandle League. And Tallahassee, they're off to a 1-0 start. But this is going to be an interesting matchup. This is a Northwest Florida State team that's had a couple rough ones in a row. And much like the women in that last game, I think if you're the coach, but Butch Pierre, you're looking for a turnaround right here.
You're looking for a turnaround, but I think it's, at this point, it's more attitude and mental than it is physical. And we've got to get the start of the season, Panhandle, out of our mind and just concentrate on Tallahassee, and which will be a challenge. They're good, and they're ranked for a reason, and so we need to put our best foot forward and just try to make it one possession at a time.
If there's a series where mentally you feel like you can bounce back, it's got to be this one. The Raiders have won 10 straight at home against Tallahassee, dating back to 2012. Obviously, teams change year to year, but there's something about those streaks and something about those long droughts and long winning streaks that can encourage you. So how important do you think it is that Northwest Florida has year in and year out won this game consistently at home?
Well, it's a little bit different arena than they're used to playing in, and that makes a big difference. And I think our home crowd makes a difference.
Yeah, the home crowd here, a big factor at Northwest Florida, and that's one thing, that you've seen over the years is how this facility has grown, how this facility's been built up. What's been most impressive to you about Northwest Florida and the way this basketball experience has really grown?
Well, I think it's winning breeds enthusiasm, and we're used to winning, and that makes a huge difference. People come and the expectation, the bar is set high, but it's hard to accept not being a front runner, but we're not. And but I think one of the things that Coach Pierre had a late start in recruiting, and we're dealing with an inexperienced. Most of these kids, like Tallahassee, had their kids all summer. They played games this summer, so they were ahead of everybody to start with. So hopefully we can stay in the game and make a run at it.
Absolutely. Mention that home court advantage, by the way. Similar to that women's record, Northwest Florida 97-7, 412 and 79, 84% over the last 7 years here. The winning of Northwest Florida across the board at home has been really impressive, and that's a big thing that you hope for tonight. Seth Milner just introduced. By the way, I want to mention him. Seth Milner, through 18 games, he's made 96 field goals, which is good for top 10 in the Panhandle Conference. Seth Milner been a big part of this team's success, but ultimately it's got to be a team game.
It's a team game, and I think JUCO basketball is a guard-oriented league.
Absolutely.
And, sometimes big kids are deceptive. You play basketball with your hands and your feet, not the top of your head. And it's a game of quickness. Our perimeter game has to step up. I think Tallahassee will press us a lot. They shoot a lot of threes, so we've got to get out and close out. It's going to be a challenge for us.
So this should be an interesting one. Northwest Florida State Raiders, Tallahassee Eagles set as we ready for tip-off. Starting lineups on the Raider side, Shaquan Barrett, number 1, Marseille Caston, number 3, Seth Milner, number 4, Jordan Smith, number 5, and Shimon Wojcik, who will fight for the tip. He is number 10. On the other side, on the Tallahassee side, El Ellis, DeAndre Robinson, Tariq Silver, Eric Hester, and Jordan Guest are your starting 5. And we are underway. Raiders control the tip. Marseille Caston will open things up with the ball. Almost picked off. Milner saves it early. Over to Shaquan Barrett. Barrett out to Smith. Smith to Barrett. Offense being patient in this first possession.
Well, maybe too patient. We were letting the shot clock run down.
They do, but Shaquan Barrett all the way to the basket converts, so risk pays off with the reward there, Barrett.
Tallahassee started man, we are too.
Guest top of the key. Down to Guest. Guest makes a move on Wojcik. Can't convert there. Almost rebounded. Number 11, Tariq Silver, unable to control it. Loudest voice in the building tonight, Eagle head coach, Zach Setembre. Marseille Caston makes a move inside to Wojcik. Wojcik with the good take, hesitates, can't convert though. Guess with the rebound, and the Eagles have the ball back. L. Ellis, guarded by Wojcik. Tariq Silver, hook shot rolls out. Milner with the rebound, and he's pressing it back up. Over to Caston. Caston pulls up. Caston rims out from three. L. Ellis. The DeAndre Robinson back to Ellis. Now to Silver. Tariq Silver. To Robinson. Ellis drives baseline. Doesn't find anything. Silver back inside to Guest. Guest outside to Ellis. Back over. Eric Hester. Good from three is Eric Hester.
Tallahassee showed a lot of patience that time, good spacing. We need to close that quicker.
Barrett hands to Smith. Barrett takes the screen, double screen, Milner and Wojcik. Barrett steps back, looked like he might shoot, decided not to. Wojcik can't convert, defended by Jordan Guest on that one. Eric Hester brings it back out now. Inside is Guest. Back out to L. Ellis. Ellis drives in. Over to Robinson, back to Hester. Hester to Robinson. He pulls up from the corner. No good. It's short from the corner. Wojcik at the wing. He pumps. Goes back to Caston. Caston looking to make a move. He drives. It'll remain with the Raiders. No foul call on that shot. 16 remain on the shot clock for the Raiders on that one. Both teams are,
it's kind of like a sparring match right now.
Really does have that feel. Just 3-2. Already over 3 minutes gone, but each offense looks to be probing. Wojcik already out. He's replaced by Anthony Mason, number 42. Barrett goes to the basket. Barrett just can't get it. Mason with the rebound. Mason goes right back to the basket, and he gets it in.
Good offensive rebound.
Raiders take a 4-3 lead in the early goings of this one. L. Ellis. Screen from Guest. He loses it off the foot. Mason picks it up. Mason hands to Barrett. Barrett loses it. Looked like he was trying to pass it to Mason before he got the ball.
Couldn't get a handle on it.
Robinson corner. No good. Robinson long. Barrett looking down court. Finds Caston. Caston outside to Smith. Smith pulls up from the corner. Smith is good. Jordan Smith. Good from the left corner there was Jordan Smith. Freshman out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Hester. Over to Silver now. Silver to Robinson. Back to Silver. He pulls up from beyond the free throw line. That one rolls out, but Guest there.
Got to block him
put
out.
It back in. Barrett crosses half court. Mason over to Milner. Milner to Smith. Barrett takes all the way, dishes to Mason now. Mason pulls up. Mason just can't get it to go.
Good shot, though. Pace of the game right now is in, where we need it to be.
Back to Guest. Goes over to Silver, down to Hester. Hester on Jordan Smith. Hester takes it. Hester. Good for two. Game all tied up now at 7. Passed on to Smith, back to Milner. Milner pulls up. Top of the key, Seth Milner is good.
Great shot. Great shot.
The 97th field goal of the season for Seth Milner. Top 10 in the Panhandle Conference is Seth Milner. Eric Hester looked like he was going to pull up. He decides to now from the elbow. Rolls out. Mason with the rebound over to Barrett. Barrett up to Caston. He steps back. No good there. Mason fighting and fighting. Gets it up a second time. Fouled on that attempt. So Anthony Mason will shoot two. Great effort possession there by Anthony Mason.
Great effort.
So far, the big key in both games of our doubleheader has been, for the Raiders, a dominant player down low. Mason, though, finds nothing on that free throw.
Got to bend your knees. Very stiff on that shot.
So Sinelic in for Caston. And Shimon Wojcik in for Mason now. So Mason gets a look from Butch Pierre over the missed free throw. The air ball, excuse me. Golston takes it in. Golston outside to Hester. Hester, he's good from 3. Eric Hester ties it up again, 10-10 in the early going. Barrett to Sunelet. Over to Smith. Smith probing, attacks. Wojcik. Hard slam, Shimon Wojcik. Gotta love the dish there by Smith.
Great penetration, body control.
Golston there, DeAndre Golston. Sophomore out of Gary, Indiana.
We just got to close out on these three-point shooters quicker.
Sunelik attacks. Sunelik goes up. Sunelik good. Gets the basket despite physical resistance down low. Outside to Golston. Golston outside. Ellis is good. So the 3 ball is becoming a big factor in this one. Barrett off the Wojcik screen. Barrett out to Sunelit. Sunelit to Milner. Sunelit pulls up from the wing. Sunelit got way off on that one. Zindrik Sunelit. May have been some contact there, not enough to draw a foul. Ellis goes all the way to the basket. A nice move there by Ellis. Timeout there for the Raiders. So a tough sequence of events there for the Raiders. Eagles get a 3. Again, we want to welcome you in. Emerald Coast TV, our broadcast of Northwest Florida Panhandle Conference basketball. I'm Jake Mitchell. Ray Ross joining me, former head coach here at Northwest Florida State. And we want to remind you, you can join us on YouTube, Emerald Coast TV, Facebook, Emerald Coast TV, and you can check us out on Roku as well. And there's also old school internet. You can check us out at emeraldcoasttv.com. But impressions of the first 10 or so minutes of this one, Ray?
Well, it's a pace that we should be able to like. We've got to close out on their three-point shooters a little quicker. There's nothing that's overwhelming that we can't deal with. And we've just got to protect the basketball and make shots.
So a 4-point deficit for the Raiders as we get rolling here. Moving into the middle stages of the first half. And, you know, the 4 of 6 from 3 to start this game for Tallahassee is kind of the key. 8 points now from Eric Hester, and those 4 threes totaling 12 points are making the big difference here. Shaq Barrett now brings it out as we resume play. Hands to Barrett. Barrett takes the Wojcik screen. Barrett gonna go all the way. Ball tipped out of his hands. That's number 1, Davion Stevens of Tallahassee on the defense there. So it looks like we will have another stoppage.
I think it's a media timeout.
So as we continue kind of getting the feel for this one, you finally, you know, last game we had 2 teams struggling from the 3-point line, but in this one, Tallahassee's gotten off to a hot start from 3. I mentioned 4 of 6. How much defensively do you strike that balance between defending the 3-shot and keeping tight inside?
Well, we haven't done a very good job. Did not do a good job against Chipola on the 3 of closing out. And we got to close out, make them put it on the floor. We can't let them get comfortable. You know, right now, Tallahassee's playing at the pace that they want to play. They're in a comfort zone. We've got to do things defensively to force them out of their comfort zone. And might wind up having to press them more or zone them more. You know, they've played a lot of games and they haven't changed anything. They're doing what we know they're going to do. We've just got to do a better job of countering and getting on their shooters quicker.
Absolutely. So early on in this one, 18-14 the score, Tallahassee in the lead. Most of the statistical battles still close as we really get rolling in this one, but the key so far, as we mentioned, it's been 4 3-pointers made already. And if that continues, this one, well, we know how it goes when a team makes their 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So a whistle there. 24 of the Eagles. That one's Josiah Mitchell, the freshman out of Madison, Florida. Barrett up to Sunalit. Hands back to Barrett. Barrett stolen away there. Davion Stevens a key on that one. Up to Hester. Hester good again from 3. That makes him 5 of 7. And a 7-point lead, fittingly, for the Eagles. Wojcik from the corner. Wojcik is good. Shimon Wojcik.
A few of those will make a difference.
Back to Hester. Hester's got the hot hand here early on. Golston back to Hester. Hester wanted to pull up again from 3. You could see it there. Golston probing. Golston loses it for a second. Does he hold on? Yes, he does. Over to Hill. Yahel Hill. Another three for the Eagles. Caston over to Barrett. Barrett to Smith. Smith attacks back to Wojcik. Wojcik wants to pull up, steps back, does. Wojcik just a little long on that one. Yahel Hill with the rebound. He'll bring it up. Hester. Hester takes it all the way. Hester good again. Reverse layup. Hester is pumped. He slaps the floor. He is off to as hot a start as it gets. Eric Hester doing what he wants offensively, and the Eagles now up to a 9-point lead. So Eric Hester just in that last 1 minute period between stoppages, hits a three, makes a reverse layup there. Eric Hester right now
dominating the game, knows what he's doing. And we had no answer to him. We need to step up, either double team him or try not to let him get the ball back once we get into half court. But he's doing just what he wants to do.
Eric Hester, the sophomore guard out of Clearwater, Florida, he's off to a hot start. And the key, if you're Northwest Florida, is not only you're going to have to make some threes in response if a team's shooting this well, but you've also got to close out. And even when they did close out, Hester able to drive to that reverse layup there. How do you stop a guy that's that dynamic, that can beat you off the dribble and can hit it from three?
We need to drive him off it. Let him drive it rather than have to make a two than a three. And we've got the size that we can contest the rim if he wants to drive it to the basket. I think we're allowing him to get he's playing with a lot of bounce in his game, a lot of confidence, and we've got to get him out of that rhythm.
Wojcik's the big man in the middle. He hit the three on the Raider end, and he's going to be a big key as this game goes forward.
So here comes the press.
We saw the press 1 week ago. We were here for Emerald Coast TV against Gulf Coast, and it was a press for 40 minutes plus 2 overtime periods, and they're frustrated by the press right there. Golston, the block from Smith. So a nice play there. Excuse me, believe a goaltend call on that one. So Smith up to Milner. Milner, just physical, gets to the basket, but he can't finish. Wojcik grabs the rebound, but looks like they're going to get Sunalik for an over-the-back foul on that one. So it'll be Eagle ball once again. Sunalik out, Mason in, and putting Mason in, having Mason next to Wojcik is going to create an interesting situation.
Well, they're substituting. They got a deep bench. They don't lose a lot when they sub, so that's going to be a real issue with our depth.
If you've got Mason and Wojcik in the middle, common sense says you don't want them shooting threes. You want to bring them inside, and that's what they'll do here. Mason with the good defense and Wojcik with the rebound. Milner bringing it up. Milner takes it all the way. No good, but Mason cleans it up there. The Mason substitution paying off almost immediately. Ellis gives over to Hill, back to Ellis, now to Silver. Stevens back to Silver. Ellis inside to Stevens, down low. 33. Riffin Michael loses that one.
Well, the zone has forced them to different rhythm, different tempo, made a careless pass.
So the Eagles right now, a rotation that's 10 deep, and that could become a big factor later in the game. Milner off the screen. He pulls up from three. Milner no good. Over to Ellis now. Ellis back to Silver. Ellis pulls up from deep. Ellis is long. Michael stepped out, did number 2, Yahel Hill.
He called a foul.
Yeah, correction. Does look like a foul on Wojcik. So even both teams looked like they were setting up for a Raider inbound. So kickball there will remain with the Eagles. Ellis, back to Hill, Hill outside, gives to Ellis, back to Hill now. And that time, looked like Ellis stepped out.
I think the zone is forcing them to play a little differently.
So Caston will bring it up as the Raiders try to cut into this 9-point lead. Over to Wojcik, Wojcik to Milner. Foul called there on number 33, Riffin Michael. Forward out of Angola. Mason outside. Mason pulls up. No good on that one was Anthony Mason. Over to Hester. Hester is long, so a miss from Hester. But the Raiders cannot prevent the offensive rebound. They get it that time on the second chance. Jordan Smith over to Caston. Caston to Milner. Milner has been hot lately. He pulls up from the free throw line. Milner is good. Seth Milner continues to be on fire.
What we have to do is drive and take what gets.
Ellis over to Silver. Back to Ellis. Ellis to Hester. Hester inside. Michael, no good is Michael. Defense there from the Raiders again, and Caston brings it up. All the way to the basket goes Caston, and he converts. Caston from about 3/4 the length of the floor. Nice move there, cuts that lead to 5 points. Another stoppage here, timeout. But the thing about basketball is snap of a finger and it's a close game again. So well, Raiders making a 5-point ball game on a few big plays there.
Well, it is the tempo of the game. But, you know, threes put you back in it real quick. Uncontested layups can get you there. Free throws can get you there. But the main thing is not giving up easy shots right now. And the zone, I think, has put them in a uncomfortable rotation how they're moving the basketball.
And can you talk a little bit about more of that, about how defensively, when a guy like Eric Hester is so hot, how you have to adjust, and what is it about the zone that kind of limits what he's able to do?
Well, it doesn't. It gets away from playing one-on-one, and sometimes when kids are athletic, they have better scoring when they're moving and penetrating. The zone makes you stand more. And I just think it's mental more than anything.
So the adjustment has been solid, at least temporarily there for the Raiders. Jake Mitchell along with Ray Ross here at Raider Arena on the campus of Northwest Florida State College. Eagles. Ellis, free throw line outside. Gave it to Silver, but looked like Silver stepped out. So.
Yeah, the kids are not used to this. The three-point line is extended, so down the baseline corner, there's shorter distance to the base, to the sideline.
Yeah, it's been something in recent years. It was tweaked, so a lot of guys adjusting now. Mason Another great possession there. Anthony Mason cuts the lead to 3. Hester to Ellis. Ellis back to Hester. Up to Silver. Now Ellis, Silver at the wing. Silver pulls up in front of Wojcik. No good though, is Tariq Silver. Cast on with the rebound. Mason on the screen. Caston pulls up, top of the key. Caston, no good. But out of bounds, and it's out on Guest. So the Raiders will retain possession there.
Another timeout.
Yeah, another stoppage. So this one...
another immediate timeout. We've done a good job of breaking their momentum a little bit and getting back in the game, and I think we've got to hang around. We just can't have to have a big run.
Well, and you mentioned the depth and, you know, the stoppages of play and the pace. Right now, in terms of the rotation that we've seen on the floor, we've seen Northwest Florida go 7 deep, and we've seen Tallahassee go 10 deep. So when you've got 3 extra guys, 3 essentially fresh bodies, that's going to make a big difference. And as I mentioned earlier, it's the kind of thing you see especially become a factor in the second half.
I think one of the things that we're playing with at a very fragile confidence level. And because of that, we can't allow them to have a big run. We got to hang.
Raiders looking for victory number 1 in conference play. .55% are the Eagles from the three-point line, and a 3-point differential in this one.
But that's the way they play.
A balanced attack early on from the Raiders. Mason with 7, Wojcik with 5, Milner with 4, and then 2 points for Barrett, Caston, and Sunalik. 3 for Jordan Smith, so they're spreading it out early on. Wojcik decides no. Over to Smith. Screen from Wojcik. Back to Wojcik. No good, but Mason tries to follow it up. He can't convert. Guest with the rebound, and Jordan Guest of Tallahassee is kind of having to go 1-on-2 with Mason and Wojcik here in the early going. And Hester from the corner. Hester no good again. Oh, Smith loses that rebound.
Came down awkward.
Tariq Silver converted, and yeah, as you mentioned, Jordan Smith, an awkward landing on that one. Trainer comes over and he'll get checked out.
One of the other things that's kind of helped us zoning-wise is it keeps our bigger guys closer to the basket. With the way they play, a lot of their, they don't really have, all their kids shoot threes, and it puts our big guys out defending at the three-point line. We don't get back to rebound.
So Smith will inbound. He looks to be good to go. Smith takes it to the other end, so right after.
Acrobatic.
Right after going down with the injury, Smith goes up to the basket. He's still wincing a bit, but playing here just in front of us. Mason and Wojcik closing on Guest. Back to Hester. Hester down to Guest. Guest in the short corner. Guest is good from the short corner, and Jordan Guest early on holding his own and down low with 2 big men.
Well, he's 6'9", so.
Oh, he's not short by any means. He's finding himself in several situations against Wojcik at 6'10" or 6'9" and Mason at 6'10", so Milner now. Over to Wojcik. Wojcik pulls up from the elbow. Wojcik, good. Gets the friendly roll, and Shimon Wojcik, elbow jumper, converts on that one. 29-32 our score. 3 minutes remain in this first half. Ellis over to Hester. Hester down to Guest. Guest pulls up from the short corner, or the elbow, excuse me. But not good on that one. Caston. Probes and backs out. Hands to Mason. Mason to Wojcik. And to Milner. Mason fighting with Guest inside. Able to get the ball and then goes cross court to Caston, who takes it all the way himself. No good on that one, and looked to be a charge call, so Eagles will get possession on that one. Caston called on that one and followed it up with a technical called on Mason, and Mason now having a discussion with the official. He and Milner. Did not see the interaction between Mason that led to a technical, but you can see Raider coach Butch Pierre on the sideline is incredulous.
Yeah.
Incredulous either at Mason or the officials.
Yeah.
Inbound to Ellis as we near the final 2 minutes of this half. Eagles lead by 5. Screen from Guest. Ellis pulls up from the top of the key. Ellis is good. Ellis extends the lead to 8. Caston hands to Barrett. Barrett gives to Smith. Smith takes the screen from Milner, passes out to Caston. Caston takes it all the way. Caston, no good, and a block on that play. So very similar sequence of events that time instead of a charge, a block foul.
Yeah.
Marseille Caston will shoot free throws, excuse me. Only 4 foul shots taken so far in this first half by either side. 1 of 2 are the Raiders.
I'm not saying it's number of fouls, but it's the number of fouls called.
That's always the key differentiator is, are we talking fouls or are we talking fouls called? Raider Arena here in Niceville, Florida. Northwest Florida State and Tallahassee. Eagles going head-to-head. Raiders in the white, Eagles in the blue, and the checkerboard pattern resembles the Kentucky Wildcat uniforms. Guest, good look underneath. Guest finds Golston. Golston can't convert, but Guest wanted the 3 there from the top of the key, and instead dished down low to Golston, led to that foul.
That's the advantage of closing quick and kind of drive them off the 3-point line.
DeAndre Golston on this one. It's good on the first.
Against teams like Tallahassee, you have to be very efficient to make up for their threes.
Golston again is good. 8-point game now. 129 remains.
We can keep it in single digits at halftime. I think we'll be okay.
So Davon Stevens came up, tried to make a play there. Wojcik was receiving the inbound, but a push called there. So remain with the Raiders, and Seth Milner will inbound. Barrett and Caston together in the backcourt. Caston with the inbound. Milner now. Smith looked at Wojcik, decides instead to hand to Milner right there. Milner pulls up, fouled though.
3 shots.
So 3 free throws, a smart play by Milner. Able to draw the foul there late in the shot clock.
Yep.
Just over a minute remains now in this first half. Seth Milner, the 6'6" guard, the sophomore out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Played at Cleveland State last year.
He's been a tremendous offensive player, and
he's just a good athlete.
Absolutely, absolutely. And at this point in the game, believe that he was 3 shots away when we started this one. So if he's not at the 100 field goal mark, he's just about there. Seth Milner off to a strong start in this 2019-2020 year. Milner nails the free throw. Now under a minute, Raiders put pressure. Over to Ellis. Barrett lines up on him. To Hester. Hester been the dangerous player in this first half. Ellis, though, finds Hester. Hester looking, decides not to, finds Silver, and the shot clock violation. So the Raider defense forces a turnover there on the Eagles, a big play there. And the Raider defense starting to tighten up on this Tallahassee offense. Jack Barrett crosses half court. He and L. Ellis toe-to-toe. Now he's doubled. Finds Milner. Barrett knocked down, but no call there. 4-3 left. Milner, no good. Guest with the rebound, and that's how we will end this first half of play. A 5-point deficit for the Northwest Florida State Raiders, 39-34 Tallahassee. The Eagles in the lead in that one, and early on it was Eric Hester that hitting the threes made the big impression on that one, but as the game went on, Northwest Florida defensively found a rhythm, and now it's a 5-point game.
Yeah. Well, we've made some shots. We have been a little more efficient offensively, and the zone has taken them out of their rhythm, and I think it's been a game changer for us.
Absolutely. You mentioned some big shots from Northwest Florida, and it continues to be a balanced attack, but Seth Milner there at the end of the half made a couple of huge plays that kept Northwest Florida in this one and brought it closer.
Yeah, and I think it should give us a lot of confidence based on how we've been playing. But I'm excited that we're in the game where we need to be, and we're just like 2 shots away from tying this up.
Absolutely. So we will rejoin you for the first half of action. I'm Jake Mitchell. Ray Ross joins me from Northwest Florida State College Raider Arena in Niceville, Florida. We'll be back for the second half of action, wrap up our doubleheader here on EmeraldCoastTV.com. Back in just a minute. with you right here from Niceville, Florida.
Hi Raider fans, I'm Molly Sealing.
And I'm Casey Sealing.
Our family owns 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach, and we are proud supporters of Northwest Florida basketball.
This season, when the Raiders score big, you win big. Anytime Northwest Florida's men's or women's basketball team scores 98 points or more, we'll give you 50% off your meal the next day.
Remember, the 50% off deal is good for the next business day only. So be loud, Raider Arena, and help our team soar to victory. We'll see you at 98 Barbecue.
Go Raiders!
Northwest
Hi Raider fans, I'm Molly Sealing.
And I'm Casey Sealing.
Our family owns 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach, and we are proud supporters of Northwest Florida basketball.
This season, when the Raiders score big, you win big. Anytime Northwest Florida's men's or women's basketball team scores 98 points or more, we'll give you 50% off your meal the next day.
Remember, the 50% off deal is good for the next business day only. So be loud, Raider Arena, and help our team soar to victory. We'll see you at 98 Barbecue.
Go
Raiders!
Northwest Florida fans, follow us on social media for updates, news, scores, and all things Raider athletics. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and stay connected to your favorite Raider programs. Also, don't forget to visit nwfraiders.com for the most up-to-date information surrounding Northwest Florida athletics.
Hi Raider fans, we hope you're enjoying the game. Don't forget, before you make your next trip to Raider Arena, to stop by the on-campus bookstore and gear up in some great Northwest Florida apparel. From t-shirt and hoodies, polos, hats, pullovers, and more, the Barnes & Noble bookstore located in Building 410 has you covered. And Raider Club members, we have a treat for you. This year, Raider Club members get 10% off any merchandise purchase. Also, if you can't wait to get your new Raider gear, stop by the concession stand located behind the Raider Club section for a selection of Northwest Florida apparel available on game days.
Hi Raider fans, I'm Molly Sealing.
And I'm Casey Sealing.
Our family owns 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach, and we are proud supporters of Northwest Florida basketball.
This season, when the Raiders score big, you win big. Anytime Northwest Florida's men's or women's basketball team scores 98 points or more, we'll give you 50% off your meal the next day.
Remember, the 50% off deal is good for the next business day only. So be loud, Raider Arena, and help our team soar to victory. We'll see you at 98 Barbecue.
Go
Raiders!
Northwest Florida fans, follow us on social media for updates, news, scores, and all things Raider athletics. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and stay connected to your favorite Raider programs. Also, don't forget to visit nwfraiders.com for the most up-to-date information surrounding Northwest Florida athletics.
Hi Raider fans, we hope you're enjoying the game. Don't forget, before you make your next trip to Raider Arena, to stop by the on-campus bookstore and gear up in some great Northwest Florida apparel. From t-shirt and hoodies, polos, hats, pullovers, and more, the Barnes & Noble bookstore located in Building 410 has you covered. And Raider Club members, we have a treat for you. This year, Raider Club members get 10% off any merchandise purchase. Also, if you can't wait to get your new Raider gear, stop by the concession stand located behind the Raider Club section for a selection of Northwest Florida apparel available on game days.
Welcome back to Raider Arena on the campus of Northwest Florida State College here in Niceville, Florida. A great matchup here, the second of our doubleheader. Northwest Florida State Raider men taking on the Tallahassee Eagle men. 5-point game as we open up the second half, and a few keys. Eric Hester of Tallahassee, 13 points, including 3 of 5 from behind the line in the first half. For the Raiders, a balanced attack. 7 points from Milner, Wojcik, and Mason. 5 from Jordan Smith and 4 from Marseille Caston. So 2 different attacks, but 2 effective attacks there in the first half.
Tallahassee has shot it very well in all aspects. They shot it perfect from the free throw line. They're over 50% just from the field, and over 50% from the three-point line. So it's hard to overcome, but we're here, we're right there, and we just got to keep our composure, hang tough, and stay close, and prevent big runs, and try to make a run at the end.
So Hester will inbound. Open up the second half, goes over to L. Ellis, and Shaq Barrett defends as we get rolling. To Silver. Silver guarded by Caston. Ellis makes a move, tries to spin, doesn't. Guest. Ellis from the wing, no good is Ellis right there. The Raiders try to attack. Over to Smith now. Barrett evaluates, bounce to Wojcik, hand to Caston. Caston goes all the way to the basket, no good. Wojcik brings down the rebound and then loses it. But it will remain with the Raiders. Looks like Milner getting it inbound. To Wojcik, over to Caston now. Barrett inside, mid-range jumper. He's long on that one. Now Hester bringing it back up. Silver in the corner, down to Guest. Guest goes over on Wojcik and hooks it in.
Nice move.
Nice basket there. Jordan Guest, sophomore out of Rancho Santa Margarita, California. Milner. Milner to Barrett. And down low, Wojcik and Guest continues to be maybe the matchup of the night. Smith, nice take there, Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith's got great body control.
Ellis outside Silver. Silver pulls up from the corner. Tariq Silver, the sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee. Over to Barrett now. Barrett takes that screen from Wojcik. Passes to Milner. Now gives to Caston. Attacking Silver, hands to Wojcik instead. Gives to Smith. Wojcik trying to create some room for Smith to operate. Smith looking to do something cross court. It's picked off by Silver. Silver, foul from Milner there.
Actually, it was a good foul.
In the NBA, that's the one they call the clear path foul.
Yeah.
But a smart one there from Milner. Now, Ellis with the ball at the left wing. Tariq Silver top of the key. Silver at the right wing now. Hands to Hester. Hester inside to Guest. Guest on Mason. Jordan Guest. Very similar basket. Same move, spins around. This time a jumper instead of that hook shot, and this time an opportunity for an and one.
Yeah. This is a critical juncture here. We can't let this game get away from us.
Jordan Guest converts, and Jordan Guest throughout the first half and now first few minutes of the second half, Jordan Guest has been battling down low and holding his own with Wojcik and Mason and even winning that battle at times. Great pass down low. Shaq Barrett finds Marseille Caston, and Caston slams it home. Over to Guest. Guest attacks 3 Raiders. Met him in the middle, but draws a foul. And he'll shoot 2.
He said there was a push in the back, but I didn't see anything other than possibly, I thought it was all blocked.
Guest good once again. Tallahassee still perfect from the line. 6 of 6 so far on the night. Shaq Barrett crosses half court, one-on-one with Ellis. Barrett steps out, gives to Mason. Mason hands to Caston. Caston on Guest. Caston pulls up from the left wing. He's long on that one, so a miss there, and Eagles have a chance to extend their already 11-point lead. Ellis will bring it up for the Eagles. Guest is smothered there. Sunulik and Mason. Mason, nice defensive play, bats it out. Oh, and Milner loses it, falls down to the ground, and a turnover there for the Raiders. Guest. The great connection, Hester to Guest there. Convert for that fast break basket. Now 51-38 the count, and Raiders desperately need some sort of offensive answer here. So a timeout there for Northwest Florida.
Full timeout.
And in that stretch of time, we saw the lead go from 5, 6, 7 to now 51-38 is the count. What was it there that was the key to you? Why was it that the Eagles were able to kind of snap their finger and extend that lead to 51-38?
They were scoring and we weren't. I mean, we had opportunities just to make shots, and they're playing on a lot of emotion, and we've kind of lost our emotion. And we've got to get back to get some enthusiasm.
We just saw the huddle from the Raiders there, and if you're a coach in the huddle right now during a game where it looks like you just had that moment where things kind of slipped away from you, how do you talk to your team? What do you say to them to get them to kind of bounce out of that spell and kind of refine their momentum?
I think defensively we need to start trapping more, getting our defense playing a little more reckless, start gambling a little bit, maybe get some cheap baskets, but get our energy back and force them out of their comfort zone.
Definitely not an exciting huddle there. Raiders are in a difficult juncture in this one. And the number that stands out both for flash and just in pure terms of who's going to win this ball game is Tallahassee, 53%, 8 of 15. They continue to shoot threes and they continue to make them.
That's why we need to scramble a little bit.
Caston to Sunalik. Sunalik inside to Smith at the elbow. Smith finds Caston in the short corner. Smith at the wing now. Smith, Jordan Smith is good. 4-3 brings that one down to a 10-point ball game.
Counter now and start trapping a little bit.
Now Silver with the ball up to Hester. Hester over to Ellis. Ellis, point guard. Jordan Guest back inside, now to Silver. Silver outside to Ellis in the corner. Ellis no good there. Rebound from Barrett. Raiders on the transition. Over to Barrett. Excuse me, Smith now back to Barrett. Barrett outside to Caston. He pulls up, and long on that one is Caston. So he's been long on 2 or 3 attempts from deep tonight. Mentioned that Eagle head coach Zach Settembre is loudest voice in the room. You can see top of your screen, the tie has come off, the sleeves have been rolled up. Hester wide open right wing. Hester, you almost knew it was good before it went in. He's been so hot tonight. And
we got to run him off the line though. We can't sit there and look at him shoot it.
Eagles still shooting above a 50% clip from 3. Over to Sunalik. Sunalik wanted to give to Caston, but Hester on the defensive end making things happen as well. Smith goes all the way down. Caston wanted to pull up. Instead, he takes down to Mason. Mason slams it home. Anthony Mason, the 6'10 sophomore out of Decatur, Alabama, Austin High School. So a timeout for the Eagles, and right when it looks like it's going in one way, the Raiders come out of that timeout and things swing the other way.
It's just energy right now. We can't become spectators on defense. When they catch the ball, we got to make them react. We got to run, trap, just scramble. And what we're doing, they're in a comfort zone. They practice this way every day, and you know, every 3-point shot they take is a spot up. They got their feet square, nothing's out of control, and we're allowing them to dictate the terms of how we want to play.
I know among basketball fans there's kind of an old school versus new school mentality, and there's a divide there. And I know a lot of old school fans watch basketball nowadays and say, why do these teams shoot so many threes and they don't make any of them? Tallahassee's a team you can look at and say, well, I get why they shoot all these threes.
And they probably practice a lot of threes.
This is the new era of basketball in Tallahassee. They play it well. Yahel Hill off the screen. Now back to Hester, who has been, Hester pulls up. Hester almost converts on that one. No good though, breaking, maybe breaking his hot streak. Milner over to Wojcik. Wojcik to Barrett. Shaq Barrett, a quiet night tonight. Marseille Caston. He goes all the way. Mason collects, converts. Hester at the top of the key. Raiders, you can see in that zone now. Jumper, no good there, Davon Stevens. Hester on Caston, inside to Mason. Mason
Draws the foul.
So basket will not count. Raiders will inbound here. 9-point game. Nearing the midway mark of the second half. 12:03 left at the point of inbounding. Over to Milner. Milner drives inside. Milner, nice shot from Milner.
Great body control.
Really does seem to be the two key words for him, body control. He's so good at it. Defense is what Wojcik's good at there, preventing Riff and Michael from converting. Milner pulls up from three. Milner, just off is Milner.
It would have been a big three.
Caston was looking to celebrate on that Milner attempt. Galston over to Hill. Hill back to Hester. Hester inside to Michael. Michael, a travel there. Michael wanted to make that pass last second to Guest, but instead came down and is whistled for that travel. And as we reset you here, Raider Arena, Northwest Florida State College, Niceville, Florida. I'm Jake Mitchell. I'm joined by Ray Ross, former coach here at Northwest Florida. And a 7-point margin, 11-13 remain in this second half. You mentioned something earlier. You said, keep it within single digits. As long as you keep it within single digits, you're in striking distance. So it feels like this team's within that striking distance right now.
And a lot of time. And I think the big thing that we just keep our composure, keep playing hard, and again, getting a hand and making them run off the three-point line. I think the zone has been a great neutralizer for tonight.
Yeah, the Tallahassee offense started off this game, if you're joining us late, started off on a pace that looked like they were going to score a ton of points. Looked like they maybe headed for that 100 mark, and then
kind of like the Lakers last night scored 45 in the first quarter.
Yes, that Lakers Mavericks game was fantastic. Luka ripping the jersey and all of that. That was a fun night in the NBA. But you know, it looked like they were headed for a ton of points in this one, and then that switch to the zone, it didn't stop the Eagle offense. The Eagle offense is still playing well, but it contained it enough and limited it enough to where the Raiders have been able to stay in striking distance now.
Well, we've out-rebounded them by 5. And I think that's because of the zone. We've been able to keep our bigs closer to the basket. But we've got to start converting on the other end.
Continues to be balanced for the Raiders. 10 points, Jordan Smith. 11 for Anthony Mason.
They're zoning now.
So, a little taste their own medicine, and Caston comes down hard on that one. 2 shots, though, he will earn. sacrificing his body there on that one.
He doesn't look like it, but he's very explosive.
That is the thing when you watch Marseille Caston is right now, maybe the second shortest player on the court looks like Yahel Hill. A little slighter than Caston, but Caston makes up for it with just his sheer explosiveness. I mean, he explodes to the basket, is an explosive dribbler. He just is explosive at everything he does. The guard out of Windsor, Ontario, nails the second. 6-point margin now in this one. Hill over to L. Ellis, back to Hill. Now Ellis working their way down the court. Inside Michael, outside Galston. Galston can't find anything on that three-pointer. It'll be Raider basketball. So a big miss there. DeAndre Galston, the sophomore out of Gary, Indiana, had a big make earlier in this one, but misses on that attempt. Barrett to Caston, over to Wojcik, running the motion are the Raiders. Caston looking, decides to go attack. He's blocked by Galston. So a good return from Galston after the missed three, and now outside Yahel Hill. Yahel Hill is good from deep, 57-48 now. He extends that lead back out to 9 for the Eagles. Barrett over to Milner, Milner to Smith. Smith hands to Caston, Caston, Wojcik, good.
Nice assist.
Back and forth there. Now Galston over to Ellis. Ellis wants to pull up from three, decides not to. Almost picked off by Caston. Galston gathers. Galston pass inside, picked off. Looked like it was tipped by Smith, and then Wojcik finished it off. Smith now up ahead. Smith takes it all the way, passes out. Caston pumps, goes all the way. No good there on the attempt is Caston, and Eagles returning.
Some other people got to start looking to shoot.
Guest from the left wing, Jordan Guest. Can't convert on that one. Caston up to Wojcik in the short corner. Wojcik drives baseline and throws it off of Guest. So another interaction between Wojcik and Guest, and in a game that is high scoring and has had so many threes attempted and so many threes made by the Eagles. Maybe the most captivating battle continues to be Wojcik and Guest down low, or occasionally Guest and Mason, but the battle down low, it's been a fun one to watch all night long. And Guest there with a big play.
Goaltending that time.
Yeah, goaltend there.
So we'll cut it to 5.
So Guest a little overzealous on that one. Hester breaking the press. Up front, Stevens back out to Ellis. Takes the Guest screen. Outside Hester from the left corner. Hester, good. Eric Hester, once again. Seems like no matter how much space you give Hester, he's converting.
Yeah.
Barrett takes the Mason screen. Barrett from the elbow, just shy. Ellis. Hester. Hester, a little high, but Guest gathers. Silver thought about pulling up from the wing. 15 on the shot clock. Hester picked off by Smith. Now Smith looking, he's gonna take it himself. Doesn't convert, but gets the blocking foul there, does Jordan Smith. Foul call on number 1, Davon Stevens, Eagles sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Smith short on that one. 70% now from the free throw line, a pedestrian, but a number that, yeah, you want to improve on a little bit.
Yeah, got to be 75 or better. Hopefully over 80%.
So Smith splits, 7-point margin. Stevens, back to Ellis. Hester on Caston over to Silver, inside to Stevens. He thought about pulling up from the elbow, takes it inside, Anthony Mason. How about that play? Anthony Mason comes in and cancels any thought that Stevens had of getting to the basket.
It's Raider ball on possession.
So Arrow switches back to the Eagles. Will be Tallahassee possession. Next time we get a jump ball, Barrett. The Caston, back to Barrett, Shaq Barrett. Drives inside and kicks to Smith. Smith drives up to the elbow, kicks to Caston. Back outside to Milner. Milner on Stevens. Barrett wide open, but short there from that right corner. Raiders have been unable to find the stroke from 3 here in this one. Ellis at half court, now attacks. Nice spin move from Ellis, but short on that layup. Grabs his own, and he's tripped up by Smith there, and Ellis missed the shot, went for the rebound, and landed on the ground, and then you had Smith grab the rebound and start to run. Nothing malicious looking there, but a trip and the foul call nonetheless. Caston, pass to Milner. Milner gives to Smith. Stevens fights around that screen. Milner back to Smith. Barrett attacks inside, but loses it. Mason cleans up once again. It feels like all game.
Well.
Yeah, Anthony Mason has been cleaning up all game long. Davon Stevens, he gives to Ellis. Outside Stevens. Stevens to Silver. Silver just short, Caston on the rebound. 5-point game approaching just over 5 minutes to play. Mason, Caston went for the alley-oop to Mason, but overshot it a little bit. Smith tried to block that shot, but Davon Stevens cleans up nicely. Seven-point game. And so a stoppage for the Raiders, and feels like in the last few moments of this game we've settled into maybe a 7 to 10 point margin.
We just can't break it. We can't hit We're not hitting any threes, and when it was 5-point game or a 6-point game, we hit a three, it changes everything.
So 9 of 18 at last check on three-pointers. And, you know, a game starts out, you think, okay, you know, this team's going to stay hot for the first few minutes of this one. But when a team is 9 of 18 deep into the playing of a game,
it's tough to overcome.
How do you defend that? How do you defend a team that can do both things so well?
You don't.
It's so true though. When a team is able to shoot the threes, is able to drive to the basket, has not missed a free throw yet. It's so tough to defend that. It's so tough to stop a team that does everything well.
Well, they're 11 of 23, and that's tough to overcome. We're 3 of 13.
Last couple of possessions, I've noticed a few of the guards that looked like they might have had threes pump and decide to pass them up, decide to attack. Do you think they've made that change a little too late?
It's hard to say. I just think
Hi, Raider fans.
not knowing the character of a team and personnel, it's hard for an outsider to say they should or shouldn't. I think it's a coach's call. And,
how tough was that as a coach, by the way, having people on the outside commenting on what felt like every move you made?
you can't listen to it.
Right. So as much as we love Coach Pierre, it's in his best interest just to mute us as he watches this one. Inside to Mason.
Yeah.
Mason, Milner, nice look across the court. Milner pumps, he pulls up inside the three-point line, no good. Box out from Guest on Mason there, and that battle down low continues to be one of the vital ones in this matchup. Hester inside to Stevens. Stevens, Guest, right corner. Short is Guest on that one, and then he's rolled up at the end of that play. Smith over to Barrett. Barrett thought about pulling up from deep. He does pull up from deep there, and no good.
Nobody going to glass.
So right after we talk about the discretion in the shot selection, Barrett takes a deep one. Stevens to Ellis. Ellis to Silver. Back to Ellis. Ellis pulls up. Ellis no good on that one. .325 remain. Key moments in this one. Seth Milner makes it a 5-point game. That a huge basket there as we reach the final juncture of this one. And a timeout there from Tallahassee. A well-timed timeout. You try to nip any run you can in the bud here late in this one. Hold on for the victory.
That timeout's going to help us more than it helped them. We were gassed a little bit. Excuse me.
Yeah, one of the keys, and it's something that we mentioned this in the first half and said that this would become a factor in the second half. Well, now we've got 3 minutes left, and we'll revisit it. 10 deep for Tallahassee and 7 deep for Northwest Florida. That has been the key. The energy is just, the energy is on the side of Tallahassee right now. Raiders out rebounding Eagles 27-23, which is just one part of that battle down low. That the threes have made the headlines, but down low that battle's been important.
It has, and I think the zone has helped us because, again, our bigs are closer to the basket.
So a 5-point game, Raiders trail. .313 remains, second half, excuse me.
Well, we got to be very focused. Not any second shots. And I think we have to be very judicious in how we play offensively.
Points off turnovers, another key number in this one.
We don't have to play with 3 minutes to go. We don't have to play like it's 30 seconds to go.
Absolutely. Points off turnovers been a big number in this one. Eagles 15, Raiders just 6. So it's been Tallahassee that's been turning over their opponent and has been converting on those
Right.
chances. Galston inbounds. Ellis. Eagles being patient, taking their time. Inside Guest. Guest bumped, but Silver on the outside. Silver converts and turns.
God, he shot that one almost from the half-court line.
Turns what would have been an empty possession. Instead extends the lead to 8. Pass to no good. Smith on that one. Now Silver comes back. Silver over to Ellis. Eagles outside Guest. Guest is short. Cast on. Raiders still alive in this one. Keeping this one right on the brink. 8 points, 2 minutes. Shaq Barrett goes all the way. He's fouled hard, goes down to the ground. He'll shoot 2. Dreek Silver, 6'5" guard out of Clarksville, Tennessee on the foul. And yeah, another timeout there, so another stoppage for Northwest Florida. And
we just need to take advantage of it, make sure we get a good shot and get the ball in the right people's hands.
Mention that 8-point margin, 2 minutes, right on that edge of a game that you can come back in, and all it takes is a couple of threes and a basket and a few big stops.
We've never been able to, we've got it to 5, but we got it to 5 on a shot that they got the ball back and they converted either a 2 or a 3. And it's never been where we can cut the lead in.
So an important 2 minutes here as the Raiders look for win number 1 in conference play, and been looking for that run all day. Perhaps this last 2 minutes can be the run where Northwest Florida is able to finally crack the lead. Tense moments here in Raider Arena. Close game, crowd excited, but crowd also understanding that we're at that moment in the game.
They've taken almost twice as many threes, and they've made
almost twice.
3 times, their percentage is hard to overcome.
Eagles a solid 44% from the field and a great 44% from the three-point line. Haven't missed a free throw. Raiders just 21% behind the arc, and that's 3 of 14, by the way, and 8 of 11. Good for...
Second half, we've done a better job of guarding 3, but they've hit enough to make it hard to overcome.
Yeah, 5 of 14 for the Eagles from behind the arc in the second half, and 1 of 6 for the Raiders, so only 6 attempts, and they've kind of adjusted and been attacking inside often, but still haven't been able to crack that lead. Shaq Barrett is no good on that free throw, so 8 of 12 now are the Raiders, and a tough miss there when you need every single point you can
exactly.
get. Raiders set up to provide pressure. Hester Over to Ellis, back to Hester now. Hester guarded by Caston. Back to Galston. Galston takes it all the way. Dunks it home. And the Eagles now a 9-point lead. Just over 1:30 to play. A huge Eagle possession right there. And now the Raiders need something big. Inside to Mason. Mason fights. No good on that one, but he draws the foul. So he'll shoot 2. DeAndre Galston, that dunk wasn't defended extremely well, had plenty of room to attack the basket until he was finally met. And by the time he was met, it was too late. He jammed it home. Mason good on that one. 8-point game. 1:24 remain. Hester to Ellis. Ellis almost picked off by Caston. Galston again drove to the basket. This time he passes out. Silver. Silver converts. Stretches the lead back out to 11.
Hard to overcome that.
This team is making their threes. They have come on the road and made their threes. Shaq Barrett converts, brings it back to 9. 54.6 remains. Every time it seems like the Raiders have come back, it's been 1 or 2 key deep shots that have kept them out of it. So 53 remain. So a timeout for the Raiders, and Tariq Silver, that 3, it's tough to overcome that.
There's no answer. We have no answer. Where do you run him? He's shooting them from deep, and we can't get to him in time to run him inside. And
some of these numbers and some of these percentages, Yahel Hill 2 of 2 from 3, Tariq Silver 3 of 5, Eric Hester 5 of 8, DeAndre Galston 1 of 2. Just seems like everyone on the stat sheet is making 50% or above 50%. You've got the one outlier being L. Ellis at 2 of 6, and even 2 of 6 is not a bad night from the 3-point line. So a mistake on the Tallahassee side. They tried some trickery with the inbound, but on a set inbound, not allowed. Difference between inbounds when after a basket you see a guy running back and forth, that's allowed. But coming out of a timeout, got to stay set.
Well, I think right now it's just playing possessions. No matter what we do on offense, we've got to stop them on defense, and we're not being able to do that at a rate to catch up.
Barrett inbounds to Caston. Every valuable second now, ticking off the clock.
That puts us in a 1-and-1 for what it's worth.
So Seth Milner, who has eclipsed 100 field goals tonight on the season. Not in one night, but eclipsed the season mark of 100 field goals. Be a far different ball game if you made 100 shots. 46 remain, 9-point game. Raiders still trail, and Eagles have 5-second call there. So a big play for the Raiders. Now another chance, 9 points again, 46 seconds. Big opportunity here. You gotta get something right here if you want to stay in this one. You got to imagine. Milner takes it all the way. Milner converts and one, and a huge basket from Seth Milner.
Free throw here cuts it to 2 possessions.
Milner good. So Wojcik comes in, and now the lineup of Barrett, Caston, Milner, Smith, and Wojcik that started the game will bookend it and see if they can't come back. Foul there, so Eric Hester, who has been the thorn in the side for the Eagles, registers the foul, or draws the foul, excuse me.
But it's only 6.
So not quite at the bonus yet. L. Ellis inbound to Galston. Galston, he's fouled there by, appeared to be Barrett. Both teams now in the bonus. Galston, 2 of 2 from behind the line tonight. Now 3 of 3. He's the sophomore from basketball country, Gary, Indiana, is DeAndre Galston. Shaq Barrett. .30 seconds now. Milner probes, loses it, picked up by Galston, and Galston fouled there by Wojcik, and losing possession there, a huge, huge miss for Northwest Florida State. So now 24.7 and an 8-point ball game. Galston again, he is good. Eagles 10 of 10 from behind the line. Haven't missed one.
This is what you refer to as sacking the bats.
You see some of the fans filing out, and 24 seconds left, but fate getting nearer and nearer to guaranteed for the Raiders. 10-point ball game, 18.3 now.
Well, they gave a lot better effort tonight than they did at Chipola. Chipola, I thought we just went through the motions the second half, and we got down. They continued to fight. We just got to get an answer to defending some of the three-point shooting. Hopefully they're not going to stay that hot all the time, but it's hard to overcome that.
Well, and Northwest Florida, as a program, in a very interesting position, because obviously it's a transition year, because the regime beforehand, led by Steve DeMayo, that was obviously a program and a coaching staff that had so much success here, and he leaves, he goes to St. John's, and now Butch Pierre's taken over, and this is a season where there was a lot of roster turnover. So I hate being the moral victory guy. I hate to be the one that says, hey, you got to look at the positive and you got to take it. Because that, as a fan, it tends to sicken me. But in this year, in this situation, I think you got to look at this and you got to say, man, you got to take the positives where you get them.
The biggest thing that's kind of a double whammy for Butch is that you're following 2 legends or 3 legends. And
Wojcik good there, by the way.
This is the first year we get to host the state tournament, which puts additional on you trying to play in the state tournament. And it's just a lot to overcome.
And all of us here in the area, obviously, wishing success for Coach DeMayo, his St. John's team that he serves as an assistant coach on, has entered Big East play, lost to Georgetown the other night.
Yeah.
But this is a program that is capable of success, and I think everyone that supports this program says they're going to continue to be successful. It's just a matter of every new coaching staff that comes in has to go through a certain transition period, some different than others.
Butch got the job later than normal, and it was hard to. People that were available for a reason, and sometimes it's not good. And I think Bush is getting a better handle on the kind of player it takes to compete in this league. JUCO basketball is guard oriented, and you can kind of get too many bigs, and you need quickness, you need shooters, and but it's a tribute. We've had really, like, Chris Duarte is playing really well at Oregon, and a real tribute to the program. We'll get back there. It's just going to take, when DeMayo came, he had the same, but he inherited more players. DeMayo had an empty basket, but DeMayo didn't get to the state tournament his first year, and but wanted his second, won it all. And so he had a group of kids that got hungry, and that helped a lot. But it's just, you got to just continue believing in the tradition, believing in we'll get there, and we've got the support and the commitment, and it'll happen.
Absolutely. So a defeat here, Northwest Florida falls to Tallahassee by 10 points, 66-76 the final. And Eric Hester of Tallahassee was the thorn in the side, 19 points, 5 of 8 from 3. The Raiders a balanced attack, but they fall by 10. Ray, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, I thought we gave a lot better effort tonight. I thought we got some mojo back. We got to know where we are. We got a week off before we go to Pensacola, and Pensacola is going to be a team that's kind of, it's a team that's sneaky good. They take care of the basketball, and they don't have wasted possessions. So we could easily be 0-4. But on the other side of that, in 94-95 season, we won the national championship. We lost 4 league games.
Absolutely.
So it's a matter of when you lose them and how you're playing at the end of the year. But you can't play yourself out of it.
So the Raiders drop to 0-3 in conference play, and a tough loss tonight to the Tallahassee Eagles. Upcoming schedule, the 18th, travel to Pensacola, then be back home on the 22nd for Chipola, and then wrap up the month on the 25th and the 29th against Gulf Coast and Tallahassee. Those will both be on the road, so looks like one more home date for us here in January, and again, that'll be the 22nd, and that'll be against Chipola in what should be an interesting matchup.
Yep, it will be, and I hope we're playing better by then.
Absolutely. So Ray, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here at Emerald Coast TV. It's been a blast. Another tough doubleheader of basketball, at least on the men's side. The women
got back in the flow of things, but it's a process.
Absolutely. So we thank you for joining us. It's been again a wet Saturday across the Southeast. So if you're out there joining us, we hope you're safe. We hope everything is okay, and we hope that that family and friends are all doing well. We wish you well from here at Emerald Coast TV. For Ray Ross, I am Jake Mitchell. Raiders fall tonight to Tallahassee. We'll see you again on the 22nd here from Raider Arena against Chipola. Have a great night and a great weekend, folks.